everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Live, Laugh, and Eat show. My name is Benedine Otto. I'm a certified transformational nutrition coach. I'm an EFT practitioner, and I'm also the managing editor of a magazine called the Live, Laugh, and Eat magazine. Now, our special guest today, and I'm very excited about this guest, is Anisha Anand. Now, Anisha left her career as a computer engineer after 15 years and decided to follow her passion for helping people, cooking food, photography, and nutrition. And she created Heartful Earth Cuisine. Now, as a personal wellness chef and essential oils coach, Anisha strives to inspire and empower people to promote their health and wellness with food and the power of plants. She creates, cooks, and teaches nutritious recipes and meals in her home. Her goal is to bring back the power to reach your wellness goals back into your hands with food as medicine in your own kitchen. Now, Anisha believes that nutritious food can help us stay healthy and can also help us heal and recover. By working with individuals and families on their health goals, she incorporates key nutrients and ingredients in her custom recipes, workshops, and menus for each client and family to focus on their individual health needs. Now, Anisha loves to use and share the message of essential oils for health, wellness, reducing toxins in the daily routine for plant-based remedies, and of course, cooking. She personally uses essential oils daily from homemade products like mouthwash, back spray to bathroom and kitchen cleaners, essential oil diffusion as prevention, and to support emotional and physical health and well-being. Not a day goes by without essential oils in her home. Anisha also offers one-on-one as well as group workshops on how to choose and use essential oils safely in your home and lifestyle. Anisha's writing and recipe creations have been featured in Live, Laugh, and Eat magazine, the Bay Area Health and Wellness magazine of Houston, the Holistic Houston magazine, as well various by health coaches on their websites, blogs, and health transformation programs. Anisha has also been a regular contributor to the Live, Laugh, and Eat magazine for monthly recipes for almost 2 years. Welcome, Anisha. We are so happy for you to be here.
Thank you so much, Bernadine. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Now, tell us. I think everybody wants to hear, how did you get started in your career? Tell us your story.
So, I think it was about 6 years ago. I was in the corporate job life and a lot of stress, long hours, and I started to learn about nutrition a little bit, and then I was using cooking as stress relief, and I realized that was actually helping me. And the more I learned about nutrition, I realized I was actually very drawn to that and using food as medicine. And so I started learning more and doing more cooking, and I realized I really just love it. Um, Plus, I wanted to have a job where, I loved engineering, but I wanted to have a job where I was impacting people's lives and making a difference and helping them. So, I sort of figured, okay, I love photography, I love cooking, I love food. I'm really enjoying the nutrition aspect. I started educating myself. And so I try to put all of that together, and then I discovered United Personal Chef Association of United States, and that's kind of a professional organization for personal chefs. And I attended their conference, and I met all these amazing chefs who go into people's home and prepare food for them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I love cooking, and so it's kind of like I get to work with people. I get to help moms and families. And so kind of just got started that way, um, you know, providing those services as well as cooking classes. So, because not everybody wants to have the in-home chef services, but they just want to maybe learn how to do better at cooking for their children.
That sounds amazing. Now, I mean, you are doing such amazing work. And what amazing about it is that you go to people's houses and you actually, you know, cook with them. You know, you show them how to cook and you plan their meals for them. Can you tell us a little bit, how do you do that? Do you assess everybody in the household, like every individual? Are you looking at like what allergies do they have? You know, what type of food they like, what type of foods they don't like? How do you assess like a family of four?
Yes, so basically, a part of personalized cooking is basically getting to know the people that I'm going to be cooking for or offering the cooking class for. So before we even do anything, I actually sit down with them, preferably face to face, and we talk about it for almost an hour. And if it's a family of four, the kids can be there, but I prefer that everybody in the family is there together. And I have a little bit of kind of a form system that I send them out, a little document. I have them fill it out ahead of time. And, my engineering background peaks there. I have a little spreadsheet and, we go over, foods they like and everybody's, likes and dislikes as well as their health and wellness goals. What are they trying to achieve? Because, cooking is very personal. And what people will eat is very, very different. Over the past 5 years, I've realized everybody is so different in what they will eat, and especially when you're cooking with families with either allergies or health reasons or even children, it's a lot of information. So I have to really focus on getting to know the family. So that's a part of my responsibility, and I always tell them that I'm going to be your partner, and so you have to tell me everything, because the more you tell me, the more you communicate. It's kind of like a marriage almost.
Mm.
If you don't tell me, then I won't know, because, I'm still sort of an outsider and I am coming into your home and cooking for you or teaching you a class. So the more you are able to provide feedback, and, I definitely want to know if you loved something, but I want to know what you didn't love. So, I don't take the negative feedback as a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing for me, because, if something is too salty or too spicy or the kids didn't eat it, I really need to know. And then we can figure out how to go forward. We change the recipe, we change the spices, we change the vegetables, whatever is needed. So it's kind of an ongoing process, and usually it takes me, anywhere from a few weeks to maybe even a few months to kind of settle in with a family or a person, and then kind of things go more smoothly. And even then, we're always trying new things. And I've been really fortunate to have people who are very adventurous. So, a lot of times they'll tell me what they like, and then I think the trust grows and they will trust my judgment. And I'll just send them a picture of some new recipe I made, and they'll say, oh, yeah, we want that, just do it. And they're okay with that. So I think it grows over time. But yes, I do try to really get to know them, and then do the regular feedback all the time. The communication part is really, really important.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you ever like, make something that someone didn't like it? They didn't
Yes.
like the taste of that.
It happens. So a lot of times I recommend, so I'm not telling them what to eat. I'm just using their inputs to create the menus options for them, and the menus and the options for them every week. And that I let them choose, from a variety, and the variety is pretty vast. So sometimes I'll add new things, and they're adventurous enough to try it, and sometimes they're not going to like it. And that's not a personal thing. It's just that, okay, they didn't like this dish. Either we modify it or we just don't cook it again. It just depends. So yes, it's going to happen. Like, nobody's perfect. I'm not going to produce 5 dishes every week week after week and them never dislike anything. That's not possible. So I think it's just, we have to be realistic. It's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. What kind of, do you do for vegans, vegetarian, people that eat meat? Um,
Yes.
do you work with?
I'm open to working with everybody because I truly believe that there is no one way of eating for everybody, and everything is going to be different for each person, and it may even vary from month to month depending on how their health is changing or progressing. So I think modifying things as we go along is going to be a part of the process. But yes, I've had families who were vegan and gluten-free and dairy-free and everything free, and I've had keto clients and I've had paleo. So, and a lot of times my clients will also transform. They'll start by just going low carb because it's too much, and then slowly they'll become paleo, and then maybe they'll jump into keto. So they follow what works for them, and they guide me in helping cook for them the right way as well. So it changes, it transforms for clients over time, and sometimes we add new things, sometimes we take away things. It's totally dependent on their goals. And a lot of times they thank me, and I say, no, don't thank me, I'm just a part of your process. The fact is that you have chosen to do this, because nobody can make somebody eat healthy. And so, when they lose weight and their blood pressure goes down or they get off blood pressure medication, they want to hug me. But really, I'm just preparing the food, but they're the ones eating it. So they're the ones doing the discipline of not running out and getting, some unhealthy food. And so it's the work that they're putting in as well.
Yeah, I feel that there's lots of people out there that they don't know really what to cook, they don't know what to eat, and people like you, it's amazing that you can show them, this is what I cook, this is a meal that I would eat at home, I think it's amazing because that's how people learn to cook, and they also learn how to eat different foods, various
Yes.
foods, and how they can, instead of telling somebody just boil broccoli, for example.
Yes.
And people think, oh my gosh, it's, I can't just, or steam broccoli, and they're
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, I can't eat it. There's other ways that you can make it, and it can taste
Exactly.
amazing.
Exactly. And a lot of times people are, afraid of eating healthy, kind of afraid because they're just like, oh, it's going to be like bland and all sappy and like steamed and boiled and, and so I think it's really important for people to just have a little bit of an open mind sometimes and just have faith that, no, there are other ways of eating healthy. And, I always remind people in my cooking classes too that the more flavor, the more herbs and spices you have in your food is not only going to help you eat the healthy meals, but it's also actually healthy for your body because flavor actually drives nutrition. And the more flavorful the food, the more nutrients you're getting, kind of a guideline. So if you're trying to eat boiled vegetables, then don't do that. And then a lot of times people are like, well, we eat salad and we're not going to put the dressing on. And and I'm like, actually, you want to put the dressing on because it's going to make it easier for you to eat the salad. Plus, you're going to hopefully add a little touch of fat and allow the nutrients to be absorbed by your body. So don't do fat-free 100%. I mean, I'm not saying you have to use oil, but add some fat like olives or avocados or nuts or something. And, even my dressings will be, nut-based. So you are getting healthy fats from whole foods versus just, putting oil on the salad. I mean, and there's no harm in putting oil on the salad. I mean, olive oil is really good for you as well.
Yeah.
So in moderation, obviously you don't want to just be eating fat all the time. And again, it's going to depend on the person. You know, if they're all following a keto diet, it's a whole different situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, healthy fats. Healthy fats is it's good for you. Um, you know, most people think that healthy fats are, you know, are not so good for you, but like you say, in moderation, you know, healthy fats is good for you. Now, I want to go to another subject, and that is essential oils. And I know you are like, you are, you know, you use essential oils in everyday life. And tell us a little bit about, you know, essential oils and why is essential oils so important, not important, but you know, to use it every day.
yes. So, I mean, my essential oil journey started about 5 or 6 years ago, and I think my first goal was how do I minimize toxins, because toxins affect our health as well. You know, they affect our hormones and how our organs are functioning and all of that. So I was like, well, my mouthwash is blue. I don't want the blue mouthwash. How do I just make my own? You know, and I just Googled a few things. And then I was like, well, how can I make my own bug spray? And how can I make my own, you know, kitchen cleaner? And so I kind of started there to minimize the toxin part. And, you know, I found essential oils could help me with that. But then I realized the more I used them, that I could use them for so many other things, just like day-to-day stuff. So, you know, the stress, the emotions, you know, hormone support. And it's sort of like food. You know, you're not going to just eat food for one day and it's going to, you know, people, I don't like the word cure, because I truly believe that if you give the body the right nutrients and the rest and everything, it's going to do what it's supposed to do in a healthy manner. So essential oils can be, you know, such an important part of, it's kind of like another arrow in your quiver kind of thing, right? So you are already doing all the food. And I have a personal story with that as well. It's like, you know, I've done everything with the food and yoga and, you know, well, I could probably do more exercise, but, you know, the sleep and everything. But you feel like, okay, I can do a little bit better. So it's kind of like, even if you don't have any health issues, and you know, you could run like, you know, no offense to riding a bicycle, but you could ride a bicycle, or you could you could drive a Ferrari. So you know, I think it's improving your body's, I don't know, functioning or performance, you know. And so a lot of times women think that, you know, PMS is normal, and this is, you know, one of those things where I always feel like, no, it's not. And I know that it's not. So, but I feel that essential oils were a huge factor for me there. You know, and if you're already sleeping better, can you sleep even better? You know, those kind of things. So there's the whole reducing toxins in your daily life, but also pathways in your body. You know, it's not like you're going to use an essential oil and all your troubles are going to go away. Um, but I have used them for momentary support as well, and that will work for some people at certain times, you know. Um, so I feel that it's a really good tool to have. You know, it's not replacing anything, it's you're adding something to have a better day, or have a less toxic day in your house, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I like essential oils. I think it's essential oils is very, you know, you have to have it in your life, and like you said, you can use it, you know, for everything. um Now I want to ask you, what free tips would you give to somebody who are struggling to live healthy?
So I think choosing health and choosing to be healthy is a very personal choice. So what I've realized is that when you are trying to be healthy, it has to come from the heart. So you have to think about your why. Why are you trying to be healthy? So I think you're going to be more successful if you know why you're doing it. And the why should be like a big thing. You know, you're doing it because you want to be healthy for your family and your friends, and you don't want to have a sluggish afternoon. I mean, whatever the reason might be, and you want to perform better, or there's so many reasons. But so knowing the why, and then of course I think the other important thing is listening to your body, because if you're trying to eat healthy, a lot of times people get overwhelmed by, oh, we want to follow this diet and we want to follow that diet, and oh, so and so lost weight by following this diet, and everything isn't going to work for everybody, and only you know what's going to work for you. So you may have a coach, like you offer coaching, and the coach is going to guide you, and you have to do your part of the work and say, okay, this is working for me and this is not working for me. But that's going to come from listening to your body and knowing. So I have a lot of clients who basically tell me, like, I want to eat beets every day, or I want to eat quinoa only, and I want to eat rice. I mean, they know what they want. So but that's because they're listening to their body and they're getting the feedback. And then the number 3 thing I think is, for example, for me, eating lots of vegetables is really helpful.
Yeah.
So finding your little thing of what's really going to help you. So, I may say that eat like 6 servings or 10 servings of vegetables every day is good for me, and it's probably going to help most people, right? But, I think choosing food diversity is important. So, when I say eat lots of vegetables, it kind of indirectly implies the food diversity part. Don't just eat the same 5 vegetables every week. Maybe buy 5 different vegetables every week. So kind of like it helps to eat the rainbow. And then, a lot of people think I'm vegan because I'm so always talking about vegetables, which is interesting. But I think the food diversity part is important, not eating the same thing over and over. So no matter what kind of diet you're following, trying to focus on food diversity. And maybe can I add a 4th one, because I've become really passionate about this one, is trying to find good sources of food. Like, I know we don't always have that access or availability, but every bit counts. Like buying stuff from the farmers and eating organic and things like that, because whatever's good for us is good for the earth, and all of that kind of ties it together, in today's world at least.
I love that. I just love that. Very great tips, to live healthy. It was such a pleasure to have you today, Anisha. And you're doing such amazing work out there. Thank you for being a guest on our show.
Thank you so much, Bernadine. It was all my pleasure. I really appreciate you having me. It was so wonderful talking to you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.